Just like last year, the 2022 Northern Virginia real estate market put sellers in the driver's seat. Because of a historically low number of homes for sale and the added demand from buyers who want to get ahead of impending interest rate hikes, we find ourselves once again in a seller's market. Increased demand means buyers will experience intense competition similar to, if not more than, our 2021 market. Are you contemplating whether or not to buy a home in 2022? I'll break down several key factors to consider that will help guide you towards making the best decision for yourself. If you've already decided that 2022 is the year that you'll be buying a new home, stick around until the end of the video where I'll share several tips and strategies that I've found extremely effective that will give you the edge in multiple offer situations. We'll address these topics and more coming up next. Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Jason.fiallo with Long & Foster Real Estate, Christie's International, based in Northern Virginia. Today we're going to discuss the current climate of our housing market and what things look like for buyers during a competitive seller's market like we're in as of February 2022. Now I must say it's already beginning to feel like Groundhog's Day. Similar to how we began in 2021, this January was off to a great start for homeowners listing their homes for sale. Now, despite a 1% drop in pending sales and 12% in active inventory, sales prices were up 14% year over year. We discussed this in our last video where the most competitive markets, including Northern Virginia, have a shortage in housing supply, which has driven up prices considerably. Now, this dilemma has further complicated the already challenging conditions for qualified buyers actively searching for their next home. One of the questions I receive most often from clients is whether or not 2022 will be a good year for them to purchase a home. To me, this question is asking two separate questions. One, is now a good time to buy before it's too late? And two, if I buy now, what happens if the market crashes? I always tell them this is a personal decision and only you can answer that because purchasing a home is more than an investment. It's a financial commitment and one that should be taken seriously. Several considerations must be accounted for before going all in on the decision, so identifying your true motive behind why you want to buy a home in the first place usually tells the story. Let's look at several examples of reasons why you should not buy in 2022. A lot of buyers are feeling the heightened pressure of FOMO, which is the fear of missing out. As prices and interest rates continue to rise, the more they fear that waiting any longer could mean they miss their window of opportunity. In a housing market that's continuing to trend up in sales prices, I can certainly appreciate a buyer's concern. But just because conditions are changing in the local market, that alone is not a good reason to purchase a home. My suggestion is to only commit if you are 100% confident in the decision. While interest rates today are still historically low, they alone should not be the driving decision to purchase a home. Of course, all buyers want the best interest rate possible, as it saves thousands of dollars over the life of your loan compared to even a moderate increase. But with that said, I'm seeing upcoming interest rate hikes motivate buyers to buy now because it affects affordability ratios, which could be the difference between qualifying and not qualifying for a mortgage. It's quite common for buyers to receive financial help from a family member to come up with enough money for a down payment and closing cost. This money must be in the form of a gift because lenders will not allow you to take on debt to make the purchase. Now, I've heard of many buyers simply borrowing the money needed while presenting it as a gift in the eyes of the lender. Purchasing a home requires saving up, building strong credit history, and paying down existing debt. If you put yourself in this position from the beginning, one must wonder if it's really the best financial decision. Good reasons to purchase. Is this a long-term home? Based on my experience, most buyers these days don't buy their forever home as their first home or even their second. But if you are in the market for a home you plan on living in for 10 years or more, buying a home in a seller's market is less of a concern. Market conditions will fluctuate considerably, for better or worse, and if there's no plan to sell in the short term, even if prices drop, there's no negative financial impact. Additionally, the longer you own a home that has a mortgage, the better it gets in regards to your mortgage payment ratio between interest and principal, therefore increasing equity at a faster pace. Locking in your mortgage rate while they are still in a historically low range will save you thousands over the long term as well. Investment property. Right now, 1 out of every purchases is being made by an investor using a strategy of buy and hold. We're not talking about flipping houses here. The top 3 investment property categories being purchased today are rentals, vacation homes, and retirement homes. With interest rates still hovering around the mid 3% range, locking in now with a fixed rate this low continues to entice buyers planning to hold long term. Rentals are demanding higher rents, so combined with lower mortgage payments, monthly net profits increase from the start and will only become higher. Vacation home and retirement home purchases have surged in the past 2 years and are on track to do so again in 2022. Savvy buyers are taking advantage of not only low rates, but the short-term rental market to offset their mortgage payment. Airbnb, for example, opened the doors to a short-term rental market that allows investors to earn well above what they could get from a traditional rental for 12 months. Northern Virginia is not a top destination for this type of investment. However, a little further south in areas like Lake Anna, Colonial Beach, Smith Mountain Lake, vacation and retirement home investors are taking advantage of the opportunity. Over the years, I've worked with clients wanting to purchase a home for a variety of reasons having to do with timing. This year is no different. One of them almost purchased last year but decided to renew their lease instead. In April, their lease is about to expire, so with the additional year to plan and save towards a purchase, now the timing is right. And buying a home makes the most sense when you are in a solid financial position where a mortgage payment won't stretch you so thin that you can only afford ramen. Job security has much to do with timing because you don't want to commit to likely the largest purchase of your life without a steady income to pay for it. Aside from that, lenders and underwriters need to see that income is consistent and that debt-to-income ratio meets the necessary threshold, which determines your ability to repay the loan. Another reason 2022 may be a good year for you to buy a home has to do with family needs and responsibilities. With more and more houses becoming multi-generational, renting an apartment may no longer be a suitable option. Also, if you're considering starting a family or even expanding the family you have now, space is at a premium, so what better time to buy while money is cheap to borrow? Now let's move on to our final question. After listening to the video up to this point, have you still decided that 2022 is the year you're going to purchase a new home? If so, here are some tips and strategies that could be the difference between winning and losing the perfect house you've been waiting for. Now, every market is different, and not all areas are as competitive as it is in the Northern Virginia real estate market, which means this advice should be considered only if you are looking for a home in our market or shopping in a housing market with similar conditions. What I'm going to share is not exactly ideal for many buyers and may sway you from making a purchase altogether, but it will help you increase your chances of winning, particularly in a multiple offer situation. Now, I'll be perfectly straight, this is not the year to score a deal with the lowball offer, have the seller pay closing costs, receive a seller credit, or add a lot of stickiness to the contract with conditions or contingencies to the sale. Most sellers whose property shows well and is priced properly will receive offers the first week of being active, sometimes even during the pre-marketing status of coming soon. Here are some of the key terms that made our clients' offers more attractive, which helped them get the house. Use a local lender. Waive appraisal. Home inspection for information only. Free rent back. Flexible occupancy date. Flexible settlement date. Escalation clause. Sight unseen. As you can tell from the list, terms are just as important as sales price, sometimes more important. It all depends on the motivation of the seller, as no two are the same. If you'd like to find out more about how these terms and others make all the difference between winning a multiple offer situation or missing out, please leave a comment below or contact me directly anytime. Hey, what's up? If you like watching videos on the Northern Virginia real estate market, or if you'd like to see some of our unique listing videos, check out the playlist right here. Now, guess what? If you never want to miss out again, all you got to do is subscribe. Catch you next time.